Welcome back to another video. Sorry, you're on a bit of a wonk there. So this week we are getting into the middle of January. It's the 15th of January, and the reason I know that is because we actually moved into our house 7 years ago today, so we're doing a separate video on that and all about the small hold and things. Anyway, I have literally been trying to get back into organised meal planning and get back on that game, because I've been, obviously with Christmas and leftovers and getting back to work and school and blah blah blah, just been, you know, reactive more than proactive. Is that the right way around? Anyway, we're sorting out the kitchen freezer today, and essentially I want to start either moving things from here into the garage freezers if we're not going to be using them, or just deciding what I'm going to be using this week from these freezers. I've just been into stores, which just out the back there, so we grow a lot of our own food here. All we've got left for winter though, which isn't fantastic but it's better than nothing, is a load of potatoes and a load of garlic. So I'm going to be adding those to the list this week to be using up as part of the meals. Obviously we won't get through them all this week, but I'll be using as much as I can. And I'm just seeing what I've got in these freezers in the kitchen, or this freezer in the kitchen, so that I can start getting it a little bit more organised. Let me show you what we've got going on. Okay, so I have homemade gnocchi here, which I made a while ago. Really enjoyed making that. I think actually I might take some of that out for Stephen and I to have for tea tonight. So I've got 2 bags of it. So I'm going to put one away and I'm going to keep one out, and we're going to have that for our meal tonight. I've also got 2 lots of frozen peppers that were on offer in Aldi. I'm going to keep some of those out because I'll put those in the gnocchi. We'll figure something out there. These are just, we use our make our own chicken broth and things here, and we keep all of the innards of the chickens. So these are hearts, which I keep for the dogs, just separately, and keep those as treats. And then we've got other chicken bits here, but to go with the hearts I've got chicken liver, and when I get enough weight wise we will be making something out of the chicken liver, so that's going back in there. I've also got some breadcrumbs that I used up from some of our stale bread, and just blitzed them. They're actually quite big pieces, so they do need blitzing down even further, or they can be used maybe to thicken something out, I'm not sure, but I didn't want to get rid of them. So the chicken pieces we've got thighs, a breast and drumsticks, 2 drumsticks in there. So I'll leave that out for now. Sorry if it gets noisy. We've got a bag of shredded kale, which I'll show you something else with that in a moment or later on. These are just bacon bits, so I can use those in cooking. I'm going to put those in here just for now. I'm going to put the breadcrumbs on top of the gnocchi. More chicken pieces. This is a ham. I'm going to keep that ham out. I'm going to do some shredded ham. That's another ham, so I'm going to keep that separate for another time. Whoops. Oh, that's liver as well, so we might actually have enough liver to make something with. Now that was chicken liver. We've got ox liver here, which is really, really good for you, but I can't bring myself to eat it, but Stephen loves it, so I'm going to keep that there for him to have. That small liver and heart, I've actually got more than I realised, so that's good. And then more bacon bits there. What's this? No idea what that is. So then I've got sweet corn, which was has all spilled out into the top drawer, so I've just emptied that out. Some peas, another bag of sweet corn, and some blueberries. I've been having these blueberries on my breakfast pancakes on a weekend. And then over here, I'll show you this one. We've got other bacons. This is our whole, this is bacon from our own pigs that we've got left in here. There is some in the outside freezer as well. Not sure what that meat is, so I'm going to put that down there. And these are dehydrated tomatoes, and the reason that they are in the freezer, even though they're dehydrated, is because I wasn't too sure if they were done properly. So I plan on taking these out and using them with, putting them in some oil or something and using them in bread. So they can stay in there for now. I'm going to put them in a different one actually, so because there's peas in this drawer, which need emptying out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of bacon there. So I think what I'll do, I was keeping the bacon in the smallest of the freezer drawers, but we've got through most of it, so it won't, the drawer was literally just completely full of bacon, so I can use that for something else now. So I think I'm going to put my peas and my sweet corn and things in there because it's it's not the biggest of those, and they're only small bags. I'll also put the blueberries in there so it's easy to get to. Let's do the sweet corn. Now the kale that I said I would come back to, I've been adding this shredded kale to anything, but I did stop buying it because we've got some in the garden, and it's just a case of getting out there and harvesting it. So that's the last bag of kale that I've got that I'll be adding to, because it's frozen. I'll just be adding it to cooked meals. I won't be using it in salads and things. Did I say what these were? These are 2 pestos, homemade pestos. I did do a video on that separately, but they're in the freezer just because this can't be made shelf stable easily, I believe, because I think it's the dairy in it, if I remember rightly. Anyway, they're frozen. So they're going back in, and I won't be getting those out just now because they have nuts in, which my daughter is allergic to. So I'll only be using those when she isn't here. So what I'm going to do is keep the ham out, because I'll get that in the slow cooker overnight tonight. I've got another ham here back in the freezer, and another one for next week. So remind me next week to get the hams out, and that's a 3rd. So there's 3 hams. Yeah, 3 hams only. 5 packs of bacon. That bacon will go through really quickly. It's not processed like it is in the supermarket. We do it here, dry cure it here at home. So I'm quite comfortable with what's in it. And I've got the liver, which I could do separately for something for Stephen. So I've got an idea of what's in these freezers. So the hams we'll definitely use over the next few weeks. I think I'll keep this chicken out to go with, I think it's chicken. It might be pheasant, I don't know, it'll be fine. So to go with the gnocchi tonight, and I'll make up some sort of sauce to go with that. So that's for Stephen and I. I'll do something separate for the kids just for tonight. I don't always cook separate meals, but I do when it suits what ingredients we've got. So I'm going to get this put back in the freezer. I'm going to grab some meat out of the fridge freezer, out of garage freezers, and then I'm going to get busy writing a meal plan for the week, writing my Aldi shopping list. Really want to keep it low because obviously over Christmas we didn't have a budget and things like that. Last week I needed some other things that were non-grocery, and I didn't, actually the other shops were closed. It was after 5 o'clock. I normally go to Wilko for non-grocery things, so I just got it all in Aldi. Still stayed within budget for the groceries, but this week I'm going to really try and get organised again, get the meal plan done, start the week off as a mean to go on. Very exciting. Right, I'm going to get this put back in the freezer. Actually, one thing, there was some steaks, so I think what we'll do is keep those steaks out, as well as the chicken or pheasant or whatever it is, and the kids can have the gnocchi with us, and I'll get some other veg in Aldi to go with it, and we'll make it work that way instead of cooking 2 totally separate meals. So I've took a pack of those steaks out as well, so that works out good because it's one less thing in these freezers. So I think what else I'll need to, and I'm going to start putting chicken soup on the menu once a week to start getting through some of these chicken pieces, because I will make some broth with these as well, and then just take the chicken off to add into the soup. I absolutely love it, and it is really, really good for you. So I use it with noodles. The others like it, but they're not as keen on it as I am. I don't get it. It's delicious. But anyway, so we've got a chicken breast there as well, which I noticed when I was in the freezers in the stores. I'll show you that in just a second, that I had plenty of chicken in there too. So I feel as though I'm getting ready for a canning session, because I tend to store some up. Even though we raise our own chickens here for meat, my mum actually gets a chicken once a week, just her preference. And although they only like the white, the breast meat, she still buys a whole bird, because actually it works out not much more expensive for an organic bird to get the whole chicken when she would just buy the breast itself, so, or the two breasts itself. So she ends up getting the whole bird, and she often sends the thighs and the wings, the drumsticks and the carcass over to me, because they don't like that. Each to their own, but we don't want it to go to waste, and that's why she feels so she's doing a good turn, which she is, by doing that. So that comes my way. So every week we end up with more chicken pieces for that reason. So you might see that happening and think, well, where have they come from? That's where they've come from. And I'll be doing a bone broth and soups every week as well. And I will be using those chicken pieces for that, and for the carcasses and things. We also use the chicken neck and keep the liver and the hearts from those too. just opened the freezer to put these away, and I'd already taken something out and just left it on the shelf in there. So we have lasagna here, which is just frozen lasagna left over from another day. So I'm actually going to leave that out, and we will have that as an easy meal this week. We've got another piece of beef there, which will be a Sunday dinner, something like that, so I could maybe plan that in. We've also got other bits and pieces in the stores, which was gravy in that freezer. So it's all starting to come together. We'll get there. I'm just writing out in my kind of scrappy notebook. So I've got two notebooks. Well, I've got lots of notebooks because I'm a bit of a notebook lover. But I got a new A4 notebook for Christmas, and that is my my planning ahead for the week. I literally write over 2 pages. Let me show you anyway, it'll be easier. So I've literally just started doing this for this year. So over 2 pages, I write the days of the week, when I'm in the office, etc. And right through to the weekend. The weekend, I'll just make all my notes on here. But in the meantime, I've got my other notebook, sorry for the lighting. So week commencing this week, which is the 16th, I've got garlic and potatoes in stores that I need to use up. Obviously the chicken pieces that I mentioned. I'm going to need to do at least 2 slow cooker or instant pot meals, and on Fridays I need to give myself a break because I do the fermenting Fridays, which are getting started very soon. I need dog food and coffee, that was just to remind me. So I'm thinking at the moment we're going to have a garlic chicken recipe on Monday, which I saw, which looked really nice. Tuesday is going to be a roast dinner, which will probably be a whole chicken, so we're chicken heavy at the beginning of the week. Leftovers will go into chicken noodle soup, but also I will make the chicken broth from some chicken pieces, so I'll have extra chicken there if anybody wants that. But I'll do a soup and pudding night on a Wednesday, which is quite frugal, especially to use up the leftovers. Thursday, in the office, excuse me, I'll do some sort of casserole that can be just done in the slow cooker. Haven't figured that out yet, but I'll get that on the go. And then Friday will also be the same, even though I'm at home, because I'm doing the fermenting Friday as well. I'll be videoing on the Friday night for the week ahead. I'll just do some jacket potatoes ahead in the Arga and throw some options out like chili con carne, tuna, cheese, whatever topping you might want, but people can take care of that themselves. Saturday, I'll probably do a liver for Stephen. I think we'll have that leftover lasagna tonight. The kids might have that, but then again I've got the beef. Anyway, we'll figure out where we go with that. And then Saturday and Sunday I still haven't worked out yet, but I will basically use whatever we've got in the freezer for Saturday and Sunday. I'm just quickly trying to get a shopping list pulled together and know where we are for the working week at least by doing this. So for my shopping list for Aldi, obviously I've said dog food, which isn't on the grocery challenge. Coffee is, I'm going to need milk, because one thing I am having is kefir or kefir, I don't know how you say that, where I'm making my own. I'm hoping to do the yogurt this week, which we'll be having for breakfast, so we're going to need some fruit and things like that. I don't know why I'm doing this because it's not written down there, but that's where it'll go. So I'm going to get my shopping list pulled together, but it will basically be just fresh stuff and pack lunch stuff this week. Right, I've got my list together. I've had to add onions and carrots onto it because we really stocked up at Christmas on those. I've run out of those. We did grow our own, but I've run out of those for this year, of last year's growth. And I've got that on the list for this week because I'm going to be making more soups this week, so I will show you some of those separately. This will just be a video showing you what we've got coming in Monday and Tuesday meals, and then I'll release it on Wednesday and we'll get going again from then. The other thing that I've got, I was thinking, I'll get some ham because I'm going to need that for lunches tomorrow because the ham that I've got out won't cook in time. But I've got tuna in stores, which is kind of my emergency tuna cans. So I'll just do tuna sandwiches for the packed lunches for tomorrow. And I'll do soup for Stephen and I, and salad as well, depending on what offers they've got in on Aldi. I've just had a look on the Super 6 that they do. The only thing really on there that I'm interested in might be the mushrooms, because I'm trying to have more mushrooms myself at the moment. I have been doing a kind of, started off for the last 2 weeks and I intend to do it for the rest of the year. As I said before, it's not a resolution, it's just something that I'm interested in. Looking at gut health and basically being healthier in my body and myself, and extending that to my family as much as they're willing to take that on. So interested in all of that at the moment, and looking at the different foods and essentially anything that kind of grows from the ground in, you know, moderation is good for you. And I'm hesitating saying that because I know not everybody will agree, but it's just a journey that I'm looking at being on. I've got quite a bit of weight that I want to lose. I wasn't particularly healthy at the end of last year, that with everything that was going on, drinking too much, eating too much, all of that good stuff. So we're making a change, and we are a couple of weeks into that, and I'm feeling so much better for it. I've already lost a few pounds. I might not look at them at the moment. Looking in the mirror, I've got not a dot of makeup on and a hat on because I've just committed to this for the day because I'm not going to wash my hair till later. Anyway, going to head to Aldi, got my shopping list, and we'll see how the meals pan out for the rest of the week. I'll let you know how much Aldi comes to, and just get going and get busy again for 2023. I don't know how you see that because of the shadows, but I think we'll do this beef and baked bean stew. I've pretty much got all of these. Well, once I've been shopping, I'll have all the ingredients in. I'm sure I've got diced beef in the freezer still. We will look and tell you. I'll report back. Now, there's another method which I won't be using, and a slow cooker method. So I think I will do this on Wednesday or Thursday. Well, I put casserole down on Thursday, so probably Thursday, but it looks really nice. We'll wait and see how everybody takes to that one. So that's the plan for now, assuming that I've got the beef, and that'll fit in Thursdays quite well. I thought we'd catch up while I'm out walking Annie. I've just brought her out before it gets dark. Just finished work, been working from home for today, and it is freezing, absolutely freezing. So this weekend we have put 3 of our turkeys in the freezer. So they were our last 3. We had one for Christmas dinner, and this, that and the others. So they were the last 3 that we raised here on the small holding. Good girl. And they're in the freezer. So although we emptied the freezer a little bit, it's now filling back up again. So turkey will be featuring on the menu once we've got through the rest of the food and things that we've got there. I'm just keeping an eye on Annie because she's seen something, and I don't want to leg in it. Let's see. So I went to Aldi. Sorry I didn't do the haul as soon as I got back, but everybody was in the kitchen and you know what it's like. So it came to £27 something, but that included the dog food, which was about £3.95. So I think it was about £24. I'll put it on the screen and show you the receipt. Stay accountable for these things. So under budget, so that's all good. I'm going to be doing soups for pack lunches this week and some salads and things, although it doesn't really feel salad weather. It's beautiful, really nice weather, but freezing. So my nose is getting cold while I'm chatting to you. So all good in Aldi. And this week, well, this year is all about health for me this year. It's about regaining our health physically, mentally, as I really want to get back to feeling fit and healthy again in all ways and shapes and forms and etc, etc. And what I'm going to be starting off this week for myself, because obviously I'm in control of myself and to some degree the family, but definitely in control of what I can eat and drink, because I know what I'm doing 24/7, so to speak. So tomorrow I'm going to start on a morning cup of tea that includes lemon, honey and apple cider vinegar, which is supposed to be really good for you. And one of the things that I'm looking at is all around gut health and all of the most antibacterial, antifungal, antioxidants, all that kind of stuff. And the cold must be getting to me because I lost my trail of thought there for a second. Anyway, trying to introduce new things on a weekly, monthly, whatever it might be basis. And this week that's going to be what I'm starting on. So in the morning I'll try and remember to get how I get a little bit of footage of how I put that drink together. It's really easy, just literally those ingredients topped up with hot water, and just start introducing that on a daily basis. I'm also going to be starting with bone broth. Again, I know I tried that and dismissed it, but it's got so many health benefits that I don't want to dismiss it. I want to, you know, I can overcome that, and I will. So I'll take you along with that as well. It's absolutely freezing. My hand's going to drop off, so I'll catch up with you when I'm back in the house. She starts scratching as soon as I turn the video on. So the cup of tea, I drank it. It was, well, I drank about 3/4 of it. So to start off with, I stirred it really well, as you saw, and it was quite tolerable to start off with. In fact, it was quite nice, not just, although there was that cheek pucker moment, it was still quite nice, but then it seemed to get stronger in the vinegar taste, even though I'd mixed it in the further it got down. So I drank about 1/2 to 3/4 of it and left it at that, because I thought I don't want to introduce too much into my gut for like day one. So I'm just going to try and keep on doing that every day and see how we get to. The other thing that I've been having every day is, it's nearly gone now, is a collagen booster drink. So this is purely for me. I'm not telling anybody that they should be doing that or anything like this. It's about me trying to kind of regain my health through eating and what I'm putting in to my body, and trying to avoid as much of the junk as possible. Can never avoid all of it, and I don't particularly want to, but I have been off the booze for dry January, and I'm planning on doing that longer. Multiple reasons. It's the financial cost, but also because I'd like to be able to look back and take a view on it to say I actually stopped drinking for X amount of however long, and it did this for me or it didn't do that for me. So I'm making more of an informed decision, and I'm totally fine with all of that at the moment. And kind of the wine that I like, it's the jammy red roux, if anybody's used or heard of that one. And it's generally £7 a bottle in Tesco unless you get it on offer for £6. And yeah, it was costing a fortune because that comes out of a different budget, which is no good for the challenge that I'm doing. So that's all stopped and that's out of the window now. So feeling really good, having knocked that on the head. And tonight we have just got, this is Tuesday and it's supposed to be the roast chicken dinner, but we have got to get out quite quickly after tea tonight to go and see something for my son. So I thought I'm just going to do it in a one pot. So essentially it's all the ingredients from a roast chicken dinner, but just in a one pot instead. So that's on for tonight. And last night I'll put some footage up. It was pheasant that we had. So we had the gnocchi on the Sunday night, which was delicious. Didn't get any footage of that. But last night it turned out to be pheasant, not chicken. And we had that with, I was supposed to be doing like a garlic chicken, loads of garlic cloves basically and chicken because I was feeling a little bit run down. I wanted to try and give that a bit of a boost, a bit of a kick to the curb, and garlic is really good for helping to do that. So I did a garlic and lemon pheasant instead of chicken, which I thought was really nice. The others again weren't too fussed on, but hey, I'm chef. So now I'm going to get this served up, and probably I've got a few other things I want to get done, so I'll see how far I get on with that. If not, I'll sign off with you guys, but I'll let you know before I do that.